paused briefly due to rain. We'll get there. Sunny to start. Viktor Hovland hoping it would be his day in the sun. Might have gotten dressed in the dark. Setting up for a chaotic Sunday in Cromwell. Here at the par 4 first. Hovland looking to maintain that one-shot advantage over Scheffler. Misses from 10 feet, and just like that, we are tied at 19 under with 17 to play. Scheffler, your favorite entering the day, despite chasing that one shot. Only win this season coming back in January at the Amex. Pick him up at the par 4 fourth from 31 feet. Scottie. The double breaker falls, and usually when he takes a lead on a Sunday, he doesn't give it back. 20 under par. I said usually. Back and forth they would go here at the par 4 7th. Hovland answers with a lengthy birdie putt of his own, gets back to 19 under, regains a share of the lead after a Scheffler bogey at number 7. More drama at the par 3 8th. Every time Hovland touched it, he'd give that lead right back. Lips one out from 3 feet. Scottie now standing alone at 19 under, but at the 9th, another birdie. Squares and circles, all sorts of shapes. On that Hovland scorecard on the front 9, regains a share of the lead at 19 under. Stay with the final pairing at number 10. Hovland's third from the greenside bunker. Couldn't put enough action on it to stop it off a downhill lie way past the hole. 2 putts from there for bogey, leaves the door open for Scottie. A birdie look and a 2-shot swing. Scheffler, your solo leader once again at 20 under par. But not alone, those two. Collin Morikawa galloping in this final round, off and running. Started the day 9 shots off the lead here at the 16th. Pours in the birdie from 15 feet. Got him to 8 under for the day. But then Mother Nature wanted to play a few holes. Didn't slow down Morikawa. In a rain-soaked 72nd hole of his tournament, from 142 yards to 8 feet. Taking advantage of some softening conditions. Morikawa for birdie at the last. Got it. Post 20 under par, a share of the lead. His Sunday 61 ties his lowest round ever on the PGA Tour. Back to Scheffler. Now tied atop the leaderboard, but plenty of holes in hand here at number 13 for the solo lead from 5 feet. Takes it right back at 21 under as the rain only gets worse and they'd have to stop play. Wild scenes just before 6 p.m. as play was suspended for an hour and 23 minutes. Then you'd get the good horn off the bad horn. We resume play with just enough light to get this thing done in regulation. A soggy golf course presenting itself, but Viktor Hovland, his first putt back, and he rolls it in from 15 feet to get back within 1 shot of Scheffler. The Norwegian not done here at the reachable par 4 15th. Neither able to drive the green, but Vic chips it up snug to 3 feet, would make that for a birdie. Scottie issues there, makes just a par, so just like that, we're knotted once again at 21 under par. Both exchanging pars at 16 and 17, so to 18 we go. Long birdie bids on both accounts. From 27 feet, Scheffler races it on by, and there's work to be done. Hovland now with a look to win it under his own accord, or 2 putts and a Scottie miss there. But he's thinking about make from 24 feet. Hovland loves it. But just at the end goes begging on the right. Now all the pressure on Scheffler to make an 8-footer and force a Monday morning playoff. We're all out of light, and Scottie says, see you Monday. Play suspended due to darkness, but not before Scheffler pours that one in at the last. And we're going to get free golf on Monday morning. Around 9 a.m., 9:25, the tee time for 2. As we get our second playoff at the Travelers in the last 3 years, it was Scheffler over Tom Kim as he got that one done in just 1 playoff hole up the 18th. That was on Sunday. Instead, we're back for Monday with 2 of the best. CBS golf writer Patrick McDonald in with his thoughts on the Travelers to this point. Patrick, I know there's more golf to be played, but an exciting finish, if we can say it that way. I want to get your point of view on what Scottie Scheffler was, or who he was for that matter, after the rain delay. A bad swing on 14 on approach, a bad swing on 15, a bad chip on top of it, a long pull on 16, an unreal shot into 17, and then the first putt on 18. It didn't look like the same man that went into the rain delay.
It didn't, and it kind of looked like a guy who was a little bit confused about how the rain reacted to the golf course. I think mainly on that chip on 15, he knew going beyond that pin was a big no-no, and the fact that he got up and down to save par to make sure he didn't relinquish the full lead to Viktor Hovland, I think said a lot about him. And I think although it was scratchy, like you mentioned there, Moose, really outside of the approach shot into 17, which was flat out ridiculous to access that back pin location on that shelf coming out of the rough, being able to judge it perfectly when it looked like he misjudged it on 14, 15, and 16 with the spin control. That is, it felt like a guy who just didn't give an inch and hit the shot that he absolutely had to on every single hole, like you see here on the putt on number 18. Definitely gave himself a lot of unnecessary stress, I would say, over that last hour or so when you think about 18 as well, and all those par putts on 14 and 15 too. But a really scratchy performance from the world number one to give himself a chance tomorrow morning.
I do love when we get glimpses into the emotion of Scottie Scheffler because he's so even-keeled. It's a part of his greatness is his ability to stay at level. But when you see him pour in a par putt there to force the playoff on Monday, and we get that fist pump, bigger than many we've seen here in recent memory, what do you make of that moment in and of itself as we sort of question the direction of Scottie Scheffler coming into this tournament?
I see a guy who really wanted to make the putt on number 17, and you saw him give it a little bit more juice there, probably hit it a little too firm for the line he wanted, and power lipped about 3 feet away, and he faced a similar putt from length, that one on 17 just inside 11 feet, that one on 18 just outside 8 feet, and so I think I saw a guy who said, this isn't going to happen 2 holes in a row. I'm not going to miss the putt 2 holes in a row. And this is a guy who in 2026, the ball has been lipping out more than it has been lipping in, it seems like. He did get a good break there on 15, obviously, with that ball staying up, not getting wet with the rain delay. But to me, those last 2 holes and that fist pump in particular, Moose, was just what happened on the previous screen, knowing he had a really good chance to put one hand on the trophy, to grab that trophy and head to the final hole with a one-stroke lead. It didn't happen, and lo and behold, he's behind the 8 ball. He needs to make the putt to make sure that they can come back tomorrow morning, and he made that one. So even for the world number one, you need those confidence-boosting putts, and he had one there on the last.
Yeah, we get to see what they'll do on Monday morning as he'll sleep on this one. You think of 18 as they play it in repetition now until we crown a champion. Scheffler looking for his 21st career victory, all coming in the last 93 starts. Quite a pace here as Scottie Scheffler looks to make it another multi-win season, would be his 5th consecutive. He'll have to take down Viktor Hovland on a single hole. And Patrick, I'm really impressed in the inverse of how Vic came out of that rain delay and some of the golf that he played, because I was wondering what Viktor Hovland would show up this morning. He relinquishes the solo lead on 1. He then gets back into a tie for lead on 7, gives it away on 8, gets back into a tie for the lead on 9, gives it away on 10. Seemed allergic to the lead throughout much of this day. What did you make of the way that he rallied down the stretch?
It's like they were playing a game of hot potato those first 10 holes, Joe. It just seemed like every time Scheffler took a strand of the lead, Hovland would take it, and then back and forth they win it. And it seemed almost like he was more comfortable from that 10 to 15 foot range on the greens than closer range, because he missed a number of shorties there early. Just looked uncomfortable. But to me, I saw a guy really on that putt on 14 be like, all right, I'm gonna have to play aggressive here. And when Viktor plays aggressive with a ton of confidence, he is still one of the best players in the world. We know that when he won the Valspar Championship last year down the stretch, and remember in that tournament you had someone like Justin Thomas who was inching towards that win, another big name, another 2-time major champion. So I saw from Hovland someone who understood there wasn't a lot of room for error knowing you're going against Scottie Scheffler. I'm sure he didn't imagine that Scheffler would make par on 15 and struggle kind of the way he did with all those par saves coming down the stretch and give Hovland such a great chance to win. But Hovland put himself in that position because he played super aggressive and he hit the golf shots required. And the chip on 15 in particular, we talked about it for Scheffler, for Hovland to learn that quickly, to ingest the information and hit a pearl in there, someone whose short game has been quote unquote the weak spot in his game over these last handful of years, kind of shows the level to Hovland's mind in this game as well. And so I saw a guy who pinned his ears back, hit the necessary shots, and had a great chance there on the 72nd.
Yeah, it's great to see the old Vic, short game and stretched out beyond, looking for his 8th career victory. So that win share also adding up, and an opportunity on Monday morning for Hovland. He'll have to go through the world number one. These are 2 elite talents that we know, but one will have an opportunity to quiet the masses a bit here as we expect more wins out of both of these gentlemen, no matter how often they do hoist those trophies. We got some other names to get to, but before we sign those scorecards that we know are already on the road, when you look towards what's asked of these players on Monday, it's the 18th hole. We know that a good drive in the middle of the fairway is going to offer you an opportunity to access that pin location. You want to be left of center, but what do they ruminate on tonight in order to go about this non-traditional finish?
I think they probably think to themselves that they have to put two really good swings together, and that's it. You got to put two together. And I look at Scheffler in particular. He has struggled on the 18th hole to find the fairway, and I'm not sure if he's going to get as lucky tomorrow with the lie that he got on the right rough, being able to get his club to the back of the ball and give himself 25, 30 feet for birdie there. So kind of the necessity to play from the fairway tomorrow is going to be huge. And Scheffler's had misses both ways. Remember when he shot 60 with a little pressure, with something kind of on the line, he missed the fairway left as well. And so Scheffler late in that final round didn't really look great off the tee. 15 he missed left too, so a little bit of a two-way miss that we've been seeing. And for Hovland, it's just continuing the momentum you garnered late on Saturday and on Sunday and carrying it into Monday.
It's interesting when you think about the warm-up. Do you go through your same paces, or do you hit driver, 9-iron, driver, pitching wedge? You just keep playing the hole over and over?
It almost reminds me, Musso, of last year at the Players' Championship.
Yeah.
Again, a Monday finish. Spawn and Rory both had their TrackMans out. They found the wind direction for 17. They hit the club over and over again, and then, of course, it didn't work out for Spawn.
Man, I wish we could get a 4-hole aggregate here at the Travelers. Such a great amphitheater for that finish, 15, 16, 17, 18. Maybe we run it up the flagpole, see what they say on Monday morning, but it will be 18 in repetition, 9 a.m. the tee time for Viktor Hovland and Scottie Scheffler as we still try and sort out this Travelers Championship. For those that have already signed the scorecards and headed out to the FBO to get back home or to the John Deere or wherever they may be headed, a couple big performances here that impressed me. I want to go to Collin Morikawa and that 61 that we saw here on Sunday, Patrick. He gave Scottie Scheffler something to look at when Viktor Hovland was not, posting that 20 under number. 61, in his own words, still kind of on a balky back. How impressed were you by the performance out of Morikawa here on Sunday?
Very, and I've been super impressed with him really ever since the Players' Championship. It seems week by week he continues to get healthier and healthier. He looked a lot better, I would say. I saw him at the PGA Championship at Aronimake, and it looked like a guy who could barely walk. And then I saw him at the U.S. Open, and it looked a lot more like the Collin Morikawa that was running through the world of golf in February and March before the Players' Championship happened. But I'm impressed with this club. He could not make anything across the first 54 holes, Joe. He was striking the ball beautifully. He was doing everything that Collin Morikawa typically does, peppering fairways, peppering greens in regulation. But down the stretch, he made a number of quality putts. I know he didn't make birdie there on 15. If he had to have a hole back, I'm sure it's that one, but made one from distance on 16. And when you absolutely had to have it there on the 72nd hole to make that putt as well, just to give them something to look at 20 under was super impressive. And I think we forget before the injury, he was arguably the hottest player in the world, and he was arguably the most confident player in the world. How quickly that switch had flipped for him with that win at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am and then playing great at the API and the Genesis Invitational as well. So it seems like we're getting closer and closer to that version of Collin Morikawa, which only makes it more crowded at the top of the game right now.
Yeah, I'm sure some frustrations this season for Morikawa after that early win, knowing what he was capable of moving forward and the injury that's plagued him. His 61, 6.5 shots better than scoring average. It's gettable out there, that we know. This course playing nearly 2.5 shots under par on Sunday. But to check the pressure gauges, take it to the depths the way Collin Morikawa did here on Sunday, something certainly impressive. Now, a different level of impressive maybe than a Wyndham Clark, who we expected nothing of this week, and still he posts what's going to be a great finish on top of that U.S. Open win. All that was asked of him from Sunday through Thursday. You thought, Wyndham maybe comes out here and lays the egg that we've seen so many before after winning a major championship title. The fact that he comes back out here and performs at this level, what does it tell you about, one, the player, and two, the state of mind that he's currently occupying?
I think it tells you that Wyndham Clark, when it just comes to golf itself, pure golf, is a hell of a golfer, as simple as that sounds, right? You don't need the preparation. You understand what the golf course is going to give you. He knows what TPC River Highlands is, and there isn't too much thought of it. And because of that, he was able to go out there and have a phenomenal week, Joe. And it does come back to the short game and the putting and how well he was rolling the rock. I believe he only had 20 putts on Sunday as well, which is close to a PGA Tour record. He gained over 9 strokes on the field. He scrambled over 85% that clip, and so that short game of his was able to pick up for what may have been a little bit of a lazy swing there throughout the week, which is warranted, right? You mentioned 72 holes of contention in the U.S. Open, sleeping on the lead after every single night, all the media obligations combined with all the celebrations too, and how tired and how run through you must feel, and then lo and behold, you look up at the leaderboard making the turn on Sunday. I'm in this thing, and I wouldn't be shocked if it surprised him a little bit, knowing that Scottie Scheffler and Viktor Hovland both stalled across the front 9 on Sunday, and kind of that jolt of adrenaline that it gave him. But I think it just showed that this guy's a pure gamer, as if we didn't know that coming off the U.S. Open and the capacity in which he won it last year. But just another good reminder of so.
Yeah, T5 finish here. Maybe it finally caught up to him with that approach into 17. I've hit that very shot. You just stop at the ball and you go walk up, you drop one right in front of the water. TPC River Highlands, it always gives us this amphitheater and this entertainment coming down the stretch. It's going to give us an extra day with a Monday finish coming at the Travelers. Patrick McDonald, we don't often do picks on a Sunday night, but I guess we're down to 2. If you'd like to flip the coin one way or the other, how do you see this finishing?
Let's go with Hovland. Let's go with Vic. I think, obviously the favorite here is going to be Scottie Scheffler. He was rolling in the putts nicely, but Hovland's just got something about him, I think, where when he sniffs it, he has a tendency of crossing the finish line in impressive fashion at an impressive clip. So didn't have his best stuff obviously today, and I think he goes to bed thinking, I didn't play great. I still have a chance to win this golf tournament. It's down to me and one other guy. Yes, that guy is the world #1 and the best player in the world and the guy who has won 20 times on the PGA Tour. But I'd give myself this spot early Thursday morning at the beginning of the week, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'll go with Hovland on 18, given that Scheffler struggled to find the fairway relative to the Norwegian. And I'm hoping, Joe, that those Norwegians are buying tickets for tomorrow morning too. They better be there for their guy.
Getting the row going. I'm going to put myself on the other side of that coin. Give me Scottie Scheffler.
That's fair.
And he makes a 2 at the last to win. Just give me something Monday. Hole it, man. We'll see how it finishes. More entertainment coming on Monday morning. Always entertaining to be with Patrick McDonald. Thank you, pal. So they're not done just yet, but we do look forward. The John Deere Classic coming your way as we're back on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Saturday and Sunday coverage from the Deere on CBS.